The numbers didn't care about his father, and they certainly didn't care about the hype. This wasn't just a rough day, it was a statistical collapse, no matter how you framed it. And while the cameras stayed locked on Charliewoods, the attention in Dallas slowly shifted to someone else. The man walking a few silent steps behind, Tiger Woods, 15-time major champion, global icon, one of the greatest to ever swing a club. There he stood on the edge of the fairway, arms crossed, eyes fixed, his expression unreadable. No words, no reactions, just silence. For those who followed Tiger at his son's past events, Asia appearances, junior qualifiers, this was a stark contrast. Was usually present, vocal, engaged. He'd whisper swing thoughts, signal encouragement, even share the occasional laugh. But not today, not on July 21st, 2025, at the US Junior Amateur. Here there were no fist pumps, no smiles, just Tiger, tracking every shot with laser focus, but never stepping in. And as Charlie's round began to unravel, the wild drives, the third double bogey, the missed 3-foot putt, Tiger didn't flinch, he didn't speak, he just watched, and somehow that silence said more than any reaction ever could, on air. A Golf Channel analyst speculated that this might have been deliberate. Tiger stepping back to let Charlie face the moment on his own, a gesture of trust, a rite of passage. But his body language hinted at more: tension, pressure, maybe even frustration. Because if anyone understands how unforgiving this sport can be, especially under the crushing glare of legacy, it's Tiger. He's lived it, he survived it. But now, his son was in it, battling not just a difficult course, but the ghost of greatness, the burden of a last name, and the unrelenting gaze of a world that expects too much, too soon. Charlie wasn't just playing the course, he was playing under the watchful eyes of history and of his own father. And maybe that was the hardest part, because when the round ended, Tiger Woods said nothing. No interview, no press conference, no statements. He simply walked off the course beside his son, shoulder to shoulder, wrapped in a silence that thundered louder than any gallery roar sometimes. The loudest reaction is no reaction at all. And on this day, Tiger's silence echoed across Trinity Forest like a legacy passed down without a word. Now, the question is, how does Charlie respond? Because one round remains, 18 holes to turn disaster into destiny. After opening with an 81 plus 11, the numbers are cruel to even hope for match play. He'll need a near-flawless round on day 2, and even that might not be enough. Golf, monthly, put it plainly, it's an uphill battle. But uphill doesn't do it justice. Charlie sits 9 shots behind the projected cut line, with 263 competitors, many of whom are playing the best golf of their lives. Trinity Forest doesn't give second chances, and tournament math doesn't forgive mistakes. This isn't a hill, it's a crater, and if Charlie climbs out, he'll have to claw his way back. Still, there's one thing he's proven: grit. Let's not forget Coral Springs, just last month, backed into a sudden death. 3-4-1 playoff, Charlie needed a birdie to survive, and he delivered. That moment showed the world what might be waiting inside him: a fighter, a closer, a kid who doesn't back down when the lights are brightest. But this isn't Coral Springs. This is the US Junior Amateur. The lights are hotter, the stage is bigger, and the expectations relentless. And now comes the emotional weight. One bad round is hard enough, but with Woods on your bag and Tiger at your side, Every swing carries more than score. It carries legacy, so the real question isn't just can he bounce back? It's this: how much does he carry with him to the first tee tomorrow? Because the crowd will still follow, the cameras will still roll. But this time, it's not about the hype, it's about heart. Can Charliewoods answer the silence with one heroic round? Or is this week less about winning and more about learning what it really takes to walk in the footsteps of greatness? Dallas, July 21st, 2025. The U.S. Junior Amateur tees off beneath the blazing Texas sun. But this isn't just another tournament. There's a different energy in the air, a tension that can't be ignored. Because today, all eyes are on Charlie. Woods, he steps onto the tee box, flashes popping around him, not just as a junior golfer, but as Tiger Woods' son, burdened with a legacy too heavy for most shoulders, let alone a 16-year-old swing. Media giants like NBC Sports and Yahoo Sports have made it clear, this isn't merely a debut, it's a full-blown examination of pedigree. Under pressure, each click of the camera serves as a reminder. This stage is massive, and expectations, they're not high, they're sky high. The buzz leading up to this moment has been relentless. From dominant qualifiers to his Archer victory and playoff brilliance, Charlie seemed destined for something special. And now, here in the heat of Dallas, he stands on the edge of junior golf history. But expectations that are enormous don't just motivate, they can crush. One bad hole, one slip, and the talk shifts from Tiger's heir to just another. Name, NBC warned. This is the kind of moment where even future champions can crumble. And Yahoo nailed it. Tiger Woods, watching quietly from the gallery, isn't just a father. He's a symbol of legacy, pride, and silent pressure. Charlie's journey to this moment had been electric. He looked ready, but as he stood over that first tee, surrounded by silence, the weight of everything, the name, the cameras, the expectations settled on his shoulders, and then it all went wrong. That first hole at Trinity Forest wasn't just a starting point, it was a pressure chamber, and Charlie Woods, he never really made it out. From the moment his opening drive left the club face, something was missing. The crispness, the confidence, the rhythm, all vanished. The spark he showed in Coral Springs, the swagger from the AJA, nowhere to be found. The win was missing. And so was Charlie Woods. This wasn't the rising star fans had come to witness. It was a version of Charlie we hadn't seen before, one who looked overwhelmed, unsure, and out of rhythm. That realization hit fast, painfully fast. By the time he made the turn, his scorecard was bleeding, and not the good kind of red. A staggering +8 on the front nine, marred by poor decisions, misreads, and costly errors. 2 double bogeys on holes 3 and 7. Tee shots flying wide. Iron shots missing. The mark. Putts that had once looked automatic suddenly became uncertain. He wasn't just falling behind, he was free-falling, and each hole felt steeper than the last. What began as a chance to make history had spiraled into a mental and mechanical struggle. From contender to question mark in just 9 holes. The back 9 offered brief flashes of brilliance. Birdies on 11 and 16 gave a flicker of hope. But they were buried between more bogeys and broken rhythm. The nerves never left. The composure never fully returned. He finished with a brutal 81-11 over partied for 240th out of 264 players. The cut for match play, 9 shots away, slipping further as competitors kept playing. This wasn't a slump. This was a meltdown in real time. Even the broadcasters felt it. NBC, which opened the round with cautious optimism, grew quiet as things unraveled. Golf Monthly called it a difficult start, but let's be honest, it wasn't difficult, it was devastating. Charlie had walked onto that course, carrying momentum and mystique.